right. So what else we got to chop
Last
up
of
about?
Us. Oh yeah.
I haven't watched episode 1 yet.
There's one thing that irritated me about The Last of Us. It's not a spoiler. I mean, no, it's not really a spoiler, but the game I thought was amazing. And how they set up the game, you start playing with this character, you don't know nothing about it, then you find out who this character is and why she's got this problem. They didn't do that in the freaking TV series. First fucking scene is her and her cronies, and I'm like, why would they do this?
Yeah.
They should have saved that. You shouldn't have known who she was, any of them, until literally they showed up thinking they're just people that need help, and bam!
Yeah.
That's what they should have
So I
done.
say the name because I haven't watched it yet.
Have you played the game?
Of course.
Okay, then you know what I'm talking about. It's Abby.
Oh, okay.
They show her literally the first fucking scene. And I'm like, why would they do that?
So, do you feel your knowledge of the video game has colored your perspective of Abby showing up in that first scene?
Well, if I didn't play the video game, it probably wouldn't have meant anything.
Okay.
Because you don't know her or what's happening. But I still think it would have been more of a like holy shit type thing had they not shown that at all for people who played the game and people who didn't play.
I haven't played it, so when I saw those characters, like I said, I didn't know who they were.
Right.
I understand why they showed them though, because yes, there's going to be a bunch of people that already know who she is because of the games. But for someone like me that has not played the game yet, I'm aware of it, but I haven't played it. It was like, okay, they're just setting up this next season's antagonist. So that I get that aspect.
And yes, but for me, most of the time I don't rag on good writing, bad writing. I rag on what is entertaining to me because things can be entertaining and yet poorly written, and things can be, not entertaining and be very well written. They could be setting up the main antagonist, but you didn't need to know that.
I know. You
didn't need to know that.
I get you.
For whatever reason, the ending of both games will never leave my mind. But the ending of the first season, it doesn't go into that much detail as far as what happens in the hospital, right?
Well, if I remember correctly, they do still have that conversation.
Yeah, they had the conversation. And then Joel shot. And then Joel shot her and basically rescued Ellie.
Right,
and
but
took her
No,
out.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about at the very end. Are you talking about when Joel and Ellie have that conversation?
The end of season 1.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't remember her. How much of it does it show?
When he reveals to her what
he didn't reveal to her, she asked him what really happened, and he lied to her.
He lied to her.
That happened in the game. Is that what you're talking about?
Right, but I'm saying in the hospital.
Yeah.
What all did it show on the show? Like,
if I remember correctly, him just going up in there, popping the doctors that were in there, him pulling her off the table,
and the doctor basically,
and then the lady.
The doctor talked to her and basically tried to talk him out of it, and Joe was like, "No, fuck that."
Yeah.
And then
So
in
that regard, if you don't know who she is, like to their point, nobody's gonna know about that.
That's not my point. Okay, take this in your brains. Put it in your brain right there.
I'm ready.
Imagine, right, what you know right now.
For sure.
The movie, the TV show starts up, right? And you have the situation going on because everything that happened in the first episode was done in flashbacks anyway in the game.
Right.
But say they didn't even do that. Say you had these people, coming through the snowy weather and blah, blah, and they meet up with these people and then they get the freaking attack going on and they both have to freaking hide out in that mansion that they hide out in.
Yeah.
And then click, like that door. Bam, 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 you get in there. Boom! You'd have been like, what the fuck is going on?
You mean if they visually didn't show it? Oh, okay.
No. In the game, that's basically what happened.
Yeah.
They lure, but you don't know you're being, because you're playing with Abby.
Right.
For sure.
Gotcha.
And you don't know that you lured
in the main
game. You didn't know that you lured Joel into this spot. You didn't know that you lured Abby into this spot. And then when that door clicks and locks and Abby's out, or not Abby, why did I just
Joel?
say her fucking name?
I know who you're talking about.
Oh, yeah. Ellie?
Ellie is knocking on the door trying to get up in there.
Yeah.
And you start hearing tussling and boom. Actually, no, she was in the room, if I remember correctly, because they had him down. It was both her and Dina, and had them guns to their heads. That would have been more, and now that's going to happen. You're going to see that, but I think that was going to be more impactful if you didn't know that these people who you thought were friends weren't friends.
So, okay, I see what you're saying. So you would have rather it just basically played out, they were they kind of showed up. You didn't get any introduction as to their motivation.
Exactly.
Okay, I get you on that.
Gotcha.
I get you on that. Like I said, I was looking at it from these are new characters that we need to see and understand. I get you on that. Yeah,
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Oh no, but y'all haven't played.
I haven't played it. He's played it.
He's played it.
Well, I
He's
mean,
played
I
it.
can ask you, but it's not the.
Yeah.
What you know? What I'll ask you. Was he wrong?
Was he
Joel-
wrong in doing
was Joel
what he was
wrong?
doing?
Joel wrong.
Yes and no. He was not wrong for himself because he literally lost his daughter in a way that was very tragic to somebody, specifically a parent. I'm not a freaking parent, but to have your
But as
baby
far
in your
as
hand.
sacrificing
Well, hold on.
humanity.
And that's what I'm getting at. Him losing his daughter, right? And even in that short period of time of them crossing that country, he basically kind of like adopted and became,
For sure.
He didn't want to go through that again, specifically knowing what he was knowing. So was he wrong for himself? No, he wasn't wrong. For humanity, he's the villain. He's the bad guy, 100%. Because he didn't have to, kill people. He could have been well, let's wake her up. Does she know that she's not going to wake up from this?
Right.
And if she knew
Right.
about it and she said just let it happen, then that's when you let it go.
You have a daughter. You have two daughters.
Mm-hmm.
Would you sacrifice one for the sake of humanity?
That's tough to ask of any parent, man. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be
For
honest.
humanity.
And I
not
and I
for 9
understand that.
people,
But
not for 5
And,
people.
Look
and
what iguana said.
Humanity.
I totally get that, but
See, no. You know what iguana? Can I cuss on here?
Yeah.
Listen, man, fuck all that. based off of the game, it would have worked. Now, I understand there is no concrete shoulda, woulda, coulda. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to work if we do this.
right now,
If we cut her open, if we take her blood, she's gonna be unalive.
right?
Period.
But humanity
But
will go on.
We can restart humanity. We're not out here being chased by funguses for the next 20 years. This will work. This will save millions and possibly create billions again for one life.
How old is Joel?
So
Joel's
Joel's in
time,
his
he's in his
40s.
Right.
He's
I think
in
he's in his
40s?
50s.
So Joel is basically us.
Yes.
essentially.
Correct. That's
Yes.
why. That's why I'm
Okay.
And
asking.
that's why he asked the question to me, having 2 daughters. Would
Okay.
I sacrifice one of my daughters to save humanity? And I say to him, and he knows this as a father himself,
Okay.
but not of
Creator
daughters.
said the
right?
creators.
Listen,
apparently
So
said.
that's from
But
the
he's using this
I
as
don't
his
care what the creator said,
hypothetical.
right?
No,
right.
He's using it as his hypothetical.
No, but now the creator going back. Now he's talking about Joel was right. I don't want to hear him saying something.
Right.
8 years later.
Right.
If he didn't say it 8 years ago, I don't want to hear it today.
This is a hypothetical being asked of a father that actually me who has 2 daughters
To
right?
save
to
millions
save
and
humanity,
possibly create
sacrifice
billions.
one of my daughters to say I'm going to save humanity right now.
I want to say one of your well, because you have daughters.
Right.
If you've lost your daughters,
Yeah.
and you've gotten a kinship back,
Right.
with a young lady, you saved her life. Y'all have hunted together. Y'all have killed together. Y'all have done it all. And they now she not coming back. But once you get on that table and you're having a conversation, who kind of has some complications, this is kind of it. Because
That's hard,
now,
man.
let me touch on it also. In order for him to get out of that hospital, I'm telling you, as a video game player, I killed everybody
Yep.
in the hospital. So
Everybody
you've
got
got to
murked.
kill at least 120 people to save
To save the one life.
Humanity aside,
Right.
you've just put down 120 people trying to restart humanity for one life. I'm
It's
and
hard,
then for the
man.
creator 8 years later to
say,
say
right.
he was right. That doesn't even. That's why humanity is doomed now. Because
I hear that.
you can,
I hear that.
even in movies,
I
it's
hear
like
that.
push the button and it be, Dad, no, please, boop, boop, boop. Get
Press
your-
that button.
You should have listened. Had
Frank,
you listened to me,
no.
you wouldn't have been caught in the first place.
Right.
Frank,
But
no.
again, I understand.
Yeah.
But to
That's
me,
hard.
It's
So asking me would I do it to answer the question, because I'm always more of a big picture guy. I probably would.
for sure.
I more than likely would.
Are you gonna ask me?
I already know
Go
what
ahead.
your answer's gonna be,
Well,
but
no,
yeah,
no,
I'll
I-
ask you
I want you
anyway.
to ask me.
Would you do it?
Without question.
All right.
Because
General.
it's humanity.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That-
humanity.
that's
right.
only fair.
It's
I
for
get
all
it.
of us to live.
Right.
The big
I
time,
can't
bigger
put
picture.
Right.
my
My own
personal-
selfish desires, yes, over the rest of
because
humanity.
but that's not even how I look at it. If it was Can you go to him right quick?
Iguana? Oh, yeah. If it was him, yeah.
If it's his kid, I'm like, no, fuck that. She got to go.
Right.
Yeah.
So I couldn't sacrifice somebody else's kid if I'm not willing to sacrifice
Sacrifice my own.
That's that
Yeah.
trolley problem a lot
Now,
of people have.
Yeah.
If I'm like, hey man, I understand, then no. But no. Me and mine got to live.
Yeah.
Take her blood.
Yeah.
So it's only fair.
I get it.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
again,
no, I
it's,
totally get
it's
it.
humanity.
Yes. It's for the rest. Yeah. It's for all of us to survive.
I'm gonna say me because I was controlling them. Didn't think twice about putting anybody down in my way. That I
Same
did.
value.
We sure did.
Yes.
So to have to kill 120 immediately, I'm gonna just say 120.
Yeah.
To save one, like if we're speaking logically here,
Uh-huh.
it's insane to say that man was in the right.
Right.
Just based off of what you had to do to get her out of the hospital.
Oh yeah.
You know, there's a very old Vulcan proverb that speaks to this.
Live long and prosper.
No.
No, that's not it?
No. Even Chris knows this as a non-Star guy.
I know y'all
Please,
know.
hold on. I'm not a current Star Trek fan. You can't not say I'm not a Star Trek fan. I know all the treks.
Yeah, but
I just
but,
hate the
yeah.
first one.
Yeah, but you know the Vulcan
Oh,
proverb.
of course,
right?
needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
That's
Or
that
the one.
That's that.
Or the one.
It's
That's
just-
that
that's
trolley
it.
problem.
That's it.
It's
There's
definitely the trolley
right.
problem.
Trolley problem. You got 15 people on the track, so you got one person on the tracks. Which one you flipping? And most people, that's trolley. You flipping to the one to save the many.
That's right.
And that's weird. I mean, I don't want to. That'll start a whole nother
Yeah.
long
Oh no, it's
political. I'm just saying
no, it's not
overall.
even political. It's philosophical.
Yes,
It's
it's
Well, no,
a
but I'm just
philosophical
saying,
thing,
period.
yes.
Like with all the, not to get political, but I mean, if people moved as that, the world probably would be a better place.
Yes.
If you're not going to send your kid, don't send mine.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
In
Absolutely.
whatever facet of, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I completely get that. The thing is,
Uh-oh.
no. If I was in that situation,
Sure. Or whatever the situation is, whatever
Yeah.
it could be.
I'm personally too selfish.
Yeah,
but
I do.
again, no. I'm just being
Yeah.
real.
No,
I'm
you are.
personally
You
too
absolutely
selfish,
are.
But it's not my child. I don't really care.
Right.
And that's the thing with Ellie. It was not his child, but he
Right.
just grown attached to her.
Right.